Chapter 97, and Xiaoxue's Gift, 2. What do you mean by think? And Xiaoxue glared at him again. Try attacking me. Attack you? Zhu Tui was startled. Why? Are you afraid of hurting me with that little bit of mind power? Full power, charge at me. Test your power, and Xiaoxue shouted. Missin, those are your words. Almost instantly, Zhu Tui shifted his focus. A mental whip materialized out of thin air and whipped toward Xiaoxue. As Xiaoxue was within the radius of Zhu Tui's mental senses, the mental whip appeared directly above Xiaoxue's head. The mental whip sank into Xiaoxue's head and disappeared. To Zhu Tui, it was like a drop of water falling into the ocean. It did not bring him any feedback. However, Xiaoxue's arched brows furrowed slightly. She seemed to be feeling a little uncomfortable. Again, this is the first time that our lineage has obtained the ability to whip with mind power with our physical bodies. It'll help you test out the effects of it by a battle, Xiaoxue said. Also, don't just attack the head. You can also attack other areas to test out the effects. Attacking other parts of the body can also injure the mind. Zhu Tui was shocked. Of course, I've said it before, the brain that produces mind power is, according to modern theory, a high-frequency signal generator. Not only could it produce mind power, but it could also produce something like a mind power defense membrane on the surface of the skin to protect the human body. So if you attack another body part, you can also injure the mind of another person. However, this kind of damage should be attributed to the fact that the further away an attack was from the brain, the less damage it would do to the mind. Let's test it out, Xiaoxue suggested. All right. Instantly, Zhu Tui unleashed a flurry of mental whips toward Xiaoxue. The mental whips landed on Xiaoxue's body again and again. Xiaoxue's expression also changed as he hit different spots. Xiaoxue's expression did not change at all at her calf. The higher they went, the more she reacted uncomfortably. Xiaoxue only waved her hand to signal for him to stop after she was whipped for over 100 whips. The power is not great for me, but it should be pretty good. Because my major is mind power, and because my mind power is much stronger than yours. Your attacks on the area below my neck would not pose any threat to me. However, it should be very useful to others. If you attack my head, it would still affect me a little. But it would not affect me during battle. However, the effects might be different when you have powerful mind power. Furthermore, you should not be using much mind power to whip someone once. Once you are familiar with the technique, you can condense 10% or even half of your mind power into a mental whip. The power of that would be extremely impressive. You should be able to use this ability often in the future. Not bad. You gained more than I expected. It was a huge success. Furthermore, you are the only person in our genetic miracle who managed to obtain 3 abilities at once, Xiaoxue said. I'm the first. That's right. The others, including the founder, all obtained 2 abilities. That's right. After you are done, sort out all of your thoughts today, including the detailed physical feelings you got when you used the mental whip, the reaction to your head, and the characteristics of your mind power into a file. You have to update your understanding of these abilities in time when you discover them in the future. At this point, Xiaoxue sighed. If we can find a way to locate these genetic base points, our lineage would be able to grow a little stronger. We wouldn't be lacking in people like we are now. A way to locate these genetic base points. Grow? Zhu Tui raised 2 questions. That's right. The sensory-based secret technique in the Mind Concentration Foundation Forging Technique, version 4.9, that you are currently cultivating is a way to locate various genetic base points. It was something that the founder, the teacher, and the rest of the students had come up with after repeatedly trying to analyze the situation. This is also one of our most important missions in the future. Finding a way to locate new, valuable genetic base points. As for growing, as you can see, introspection is the prerequisite for one to join our lineage, and that's a difficult threshold. After entering the school, a person would only be able to grow rapidly after being administered with the genetic transcriptional fluid of the Black Crown Queen Bee. However, as the population controlled by the queen bee grew, the growth period became longer. The cycle and difficulty of obtaining them also became greater. It would be at least 10 years before we obtained the corpse of the black crown queen bee again. Therefore, if our genetic miracle cannot solve these two problems, we will not be able to recruit anyone for the next 10 years. Even if they were recruited, we would not be able to quickly increase their strength. However, it would be different if we could solve these two problems and find a way to locate the relevant genetic base points. It wouldn't be like now, where there are only the two of us in the entire Research Institute 14. Little Zhu, you actually forgot to count me in. You made me too sad. The voice of the artificial intelligence, Ahu Huang, rang out. I was wrong. It was the three of us. And Xiaoxue laughed. Zhu Tui smiled but did not say anything. He had something he wanted to say. Huang, are you even human? Oh, yes, Miss Anne, I heard yesterday that my mind power chain ability can be paired with a cool and flashy ability. What's that ability? Zhu Tui proactively asked. Are you anxious? Theckerner of Xiaoxue's lips curled up. She let out a soft laugh. Zhu Tui suddenly became a little dazed. Little Zhu, this guy turned into a bad person again. His heartbeat is increasing. Huang's voice rang out. Shut up, Huang! Zhu Tui shouted angrily. Even though Huang had kept its mouth shut under Zhu Tui's orders, the words had already been said. If this guy had a main body, Zhu Tui wanted to drag him out of his hiding place, punch him in the face, and curse at him. It was simply, Huang is just used to relieving my boredom. Such a large research institute, it's quite boring sometimes. And Xiaoxue suddenly took out a silver pill and placed it in front of Zhu Tui after she said her piece. Try this. Is that what you meant by cool and showy? Zhu Tui was a little disappointed. Wasn't that his bean flicking technique? He would shoot the beans with his mind power at most. With Zhu Tui's abilities, he could control at most 3 to 5 beans at a time. Of course not. However, the premise is that you can move it. If you can move it, it'll give you a gift. It'll definitely surprise you. It'll bezawave. Really? Absolutely. At this moment, a communication request suddenly came from the Genetic Research Institute not far away. Try it out first. I'll go answer the call.